Good morning, boys and girls. Today we are going to begin work on the fourth quarter coach project. You should have saved all of your research from the last 2 weeks for your North Carolina animal. Next week, Miss Suffrage is going to teach you how to turn all of that research into an all-about book on your animal. With me this week, we're going to start making the actual coach project. You get to choose to either make a sculpture of your animal or a very detailed picture painting of your animal. There will be no seesaw activities today. So if you click on this link right here where you see the picture of the blue jay, the sculpture of the blue jay, if you click on that, it gives you all of the directions that you're going to need to create the fourth quarter coach project. You're going to need your mom or your dad to help you with that because there's a lot of information on there. Materials to gather, a recipe for making paper mache, a recipe for making Play-Doh, or directions if you just want to draw and paint your animal. The recipes for the paper mache and the Play-Doh are also linked right underneath the picture of the blue jay. So here are the three things that you get to choose from. There are three options for this coach project. The first way is the way we would do it if we were still coming into Brooks building every single day and working in our normal classrooms. You're going to take some recycled materials like toilet paper rolls, milk containers, smaller boxes from food, paper that you can crumple up and make into a ball. And you're going to use that to create the skeleton of your animal. And in a second, I'm going to show you some pictures of what I mean by that. And then you're going to make something called paper mache. You use flour and water together to make a paste. And then you take strips of newspaper, you dip that into the paste, and then you put it over the skeleton to make like the outer casing or the skin of your animal. And then when that's done, if you have it, you can paint it so that it looks like here, like the picture of the blue jay, you paint it so it looks like your animal. You don't have the paint at home, that's okay. You can just show us the completed paper mache animal and we can see that you made the animal. If you have the paints at home or the markers to color it at home and you can make it look like your animal, then you should go ahead and do that. Your second option is to make a sculpture out of Play-Doh. And there is a recipe on how to make Play-Doh at home, just out of flour and water and salt. And then you can make a bunch up. You can either put food coloring into the Play-Doh to make it the color of your animal, or you can paint it when you're all done. If you're going to make up the Play-Doh, then you're going to make an animal sculpture to the best of your ability. Remember, with any of these projects for the coach project, it doesn't have to look exactly like your animal, but we should get the idea of what your animal looks like. So it's blue jay-ish, black bear-ish, stingray-ish. And then you're going to add all of the details like, does it have eyes? Does it have claws? Like the blue jay here has special feathers on its wings. So this person painted those feathers to make it look like it. Those are the details that we're looking for you to do with this animal sculpture. Your last option for the coach project is to just draw a really nice, neat, detailed picture of your animal. And in that picture, you should include labels like labeling claws, tail, spots, or whatever the body features are of your animal. You should also put your animal in its habitat, in its North Carolina habitat, so we can see what it looks like in that painting. And then either take your time and use crayons or markers or paint if you have them, and really do your best job on all three of these things, like you're with Miss Moshberger in art class. We're really showing our best artistic ability. Mrs. Moshberger would have helped us with some of these projects, but because we're not in the class right now, we're going to have to figure out how to do this together from afar. Tomorrow's video, I am going to show you how to make the skeleton of the animal, and I am going to show you how to make the paper mache and show you what you would have to do to start making the outer layer of your animal. Today, you just need to start gathering the materials. So you need to decide, do I want to make a 3D sculpture out of recycled materials? And then start looking for different things that you think would make a good skeleton for your animal. Do you want to make a Play-Doh animal? Or do you just want to draw and paint a picture? That's your chore today. You just need to decide that thing there. Now, if you go down to the next slide, you're going to see some pictures from last year's kids. So this one right here on the left that has the gallon milk container, this child was making a black bear. She used the container and she had the handle part. We cut the handle off so that that wouldn't be there. And then that was the front where his tummy would be. And then she used toilet paper rolls and lots of masking tape to tape them on. When she was done with that, she took some newspaper or some paper and she crumpled up little round things to put on the end. On the end of each of the toilet paper rolls to make his paws. And then she took some paper and she crumpled it up and taped it on really good to make his head and his ears. And then she sat it up on the flat part here so it looked like the bear was sitting up on his bottom. And then we covered it in paper mache. She painted it black. She gave him his eyes and all those good details. Right here, the little boy here, he was making the American alligator. And what he used for this project were 2 egg cartons. So he had a dozen egg carton right here, and he turned it upside down. So the bumpy part that the eggs sit in were the alligator's back, since the alligator has bumpy, rough skin. Then he took another egg carton and he cut it in half to make the long tail, and he just taped that right on. Then he used some paper here and wadded it up in kind of a shape that looked kind of like an alligator's legs, and then taped them to the body. And then he did the same thing with some paper. He took some paper and kind of folded it and crumpled it up so it looked like it was the shape of an alligator head. And then he taped it up to the top of the egg carton. And here he was actually in Miss Moshberger's room working with these strips of newspaper and the paper mache to start putting the outer scaly layer of skin on so it would look more like the animal. These are here to give you some ideas. You can come to my office hour at 1 o'clock if you want me to help you figure this out. And then tomorrow's video, I'm going to be showing you how I would make an animal. And then I'm going to show you how to paper mache if you choose to do this. You do not have to do it this way. This one is a big, long, messy project. You might just want to take your time and make some Play-Doh and make your animal out of Play-Doh and then paint it. It will probably get done faster, and that's still a sculpture. Or, like I said, you can take your time to make a nice, really neat and labeled picture of your animal in their habitat. And when you draw the picture, I don't want a tiny little picture of your animal. I want a big picture of your animal with the habitat around it. All right, again, if you have any questions, come see me at my office hours today. Remember, there is nothing today you have to do for science in Seesaw. Have a great afternoon. See you, love you, bye.